Hey guys, so today marks week 4. I'm so sorry these vlogs are kind of out of date, but I will post week by week. Anyway, so I just wanted to talk about some of the similarities I started to notice between my situation and everything that I went through and other people's situations. Since I've been vlogging about this, a lot of people have actually been reaching out to me and sharing their personal experiences with me and asking for advice. And I'm seeing a lot of trends that happen with people who are victim to domestic violence. And I see a lot of people making excuses. I think that is really the first step, is when you realize something is wrong, you fight a lot, and then you make excuses for him or her laying a hand on you, or choking you, or pinning you down. You make excuses for that. Now, what I wanted to say is, a lot of times when you're in it, when you are the victim, you really don't hear anything wrong with the way that you're telling me these things. But what I hear from the outside looking in is you wish the best for your relationship. That is why you're making excuses for this person. You love them and you want the best for them, but you're making excuses for them because you don't want to appear vulnerable. What I challenge you to do is to be really honest with not anyone else, but with yourself. At least be honest with yourself. And by that, I also challenge you, if you're going through this right now, to make a good versus bad list. Does the good outweigh the bad? I always ask that. If you were to write a list, cut out all the excuses. Leave it all out. I don't want to hear the excuses, because at the end of the day, that is not what matters. I challenge you to go ahead and write what good it is to be with this person versus the bad, and see what happens. Because this is really an exercise for your mind in order for you to get a better visual on your current situation. It really put things into perspective for me. Something as silly and as little as writing out your thoughts. I guess when you do decide to leave, and you decide once and for all that you're strong enough and you want to walk away, or at least the thought has come up in your mind enough to where you're like, okay, I have to leave him or her, and you leave, a flood of emotions are gonna come your way. A lot of emotions will come your way. This is absolutely normal. You are not crazy. This is what happens when you're pulled away from the situation that you were in for so long. I know a lot of people were saying, you know, after my relationship with him or my relationship with her, I was a mess. I totally believe that. I was a mess for 2 years. And I battled that internally and no one ever knew, and it's more than 2 years now, and I'm finally coming out about it. So I completely understand the struggle. I know that when I was going through my relationship and shortly after my relationship, I was making a lot of excuses and I didn't own up to a lot of things. I sounded like one of those battered women that are like, no, it's fine. He just gets mad. I stopped and listened to what I was saying and I was shocked. Wow. That's me. That's totally me. What am I talking about? I am one of those women. So once you can come to realization about the situation you're in, it'll really help you power through and get to a safer place with yourself emotionally and mentally. I just wanted to say that. And that is my helpful advice, I guess, this week, is stop making excuses. If you know that something is going on or you have a few red flags that are going up, in regards to your relationship, in regards to your known abusive relationship, you already know there's abuse involved, whether it's emotional, verbal, physical, psychological, it's happening, and yet you're still making excuses. I challenge you to stop that and really take a break and step outside of your bubble to look at what's going on with your current situation. And with that, make a pro and con list, make a good versus the bad list, and just reflect on those thoughts. Reflect on what you wrote down. You're just organizing your thoughts and making sense of it. Sometimes when all of these things are happening to us at once, we're just overwhelmed and we freeze. And it's almost like it never happened until you really force yourself to bring it back up again. That's me speaking from my personal experience, but I just wanted to share that with you guys. I really hope that that was helpful, and just stay strong. I couldn't be happier because you guys are the ones that fuel me to stay strong and speak out about this. And stay tuned for week 5. It's coming up. And next week I'm gonna teach you guys a few tools that I learned from a few sessions on how to kind of distract yourself from your bad thoughts, whether it's an invasive thought about something that happened in your past or something that happened that traumatized you. Let me help you and share my tools with you next week on how I personally deal with that. Thanks, guys.